Let's cross to our reporter Nosipho Mncube, who's at the Inkosi Luthuli International Convention Center. Very good afternoon, Nosipho. Tell us about the activities that are taking place at the Travel Indaba today.
Good afternoon to you too, Nompu. The Travel Indaba very much underway today as it's kicked off on day one, yesterday being the Business Opportunity Networking Day. But from some of the exhibitors I've spoken to, many of them only settled in today and really are showcasing their businesses, as you can see here behind me in the exhibition hall that I'm in. But to speak to me now, I have the Tourism Business Council of South Africa, who is an organization, an umbrella organization, which represents a unified voice for the hospitality and travel industry in South Africa, also aiming to bridge the gap between the public and the private sector. I'm joined by the council's CEO, Mr. Tshifhiwa Tshivhengwa. Thank you very much for your time. Let's start with the importance of such an event. This is Africa's largest travel show, highest attendance, I think, this year recorded.
No, absolutely. This is our mega show. This is where we showcase South Africa to the world and also other African countries showcasing themselves to the world. So this is the event that all of us in the travel and tourism wish to be at. And there are hundreds of products that are being displayed. There are municipalities that are here. There are buyers that are here. So this is a significant show for us in the travel industry. In fact, in our calendar, this is the show to be at. And we are seeing that today, as the first day, there's a great buzz. There's more people that are at the show. It's busier than last year, and it can only mean one thing, that we are selling South Africa, we are showcasing South Africa, and we will get more tourists coming into the country, and of course we'll be able to create jobs. So it is a mega show for us, and we want it to continue, and we've been doing this for the past 45 years.
One of the initiatives by the Business Council is the Tourism Business Index, one of the reports that is compiled by BDO. And in your report last year, from January to June 2023, highlighting some of the negative factors that have contributed, or that have affected rather, the tourism sector in South Africa. Can we unpack that a little more? One of them being load shedding, very recently water shedding, another concern with safety concerns. Where do those numbers come from as well? Where are we drawing those numbers from? And let's unpack those negative factors a little more.
No, absolutely. Look, for a number of years now, we've been talking about challenges that we have as a tourism industry. Load shedding being one of those challenges. The fact that we've experienced it for so many years, and we had to adapt as an industry, and we had to buy generators and invest in renewable energy. It simply means that we spend more money. And there are many shops or many companies that have closed because of load shedding. We are happy that now we haven't had load shedding for the past 40 plus days. I think it's a great achievement. We want it to continue in that way so that we don't ever talk about load shedding, and we are hopeful that government will resolve the load shedding issue. So it has been a major impact on our industry, and we've seen this over the past many years. And also there are other issues, as you've said, like your safety and security. We want every tourist that comes to South Africa to leave South Africa safely, and also South Africans who are traveling their own country to be able to travel freely and being able to go back home safe. We can only achieve that by making sure that our communities are safe and everybody in those communities live freely and they are safe. Once we start with the community, we can segue into the tourists, because an unsafe community means that the tourists are even unsafer. So we want South Africans themselves to be safe. And we've had many initiatives, highlighting the issues of safety and security, be it in various provinces where we identify as a place where we believe it's a hotspot, and we're working together with the public sector to make sure that we provide security measures. And there are other challenges that are the water shedding. We've spoken about it for many years, and we hope that we resolve the challenges that we've been seeing, from the water point of view, and we make sure that we don't get to the situation that's similar to load shedding as far as water is concerned. But those challenges are challenges that we can overcome as South Africans, and we need to make sure that it's all hands on deck, and as we talk as South Africa Inc., we're able to solve those issues, because the impact on investment and other things. But from tourism point of view, We want those issues to be solved because we believe that tourism is important, and we believe that tourism is a sector that is poised to deliver jobs, to deliver economic impact. We have a beautiful country that's endowed with so many natural attractions, and we need to take advantage of that, and we need to market ourselves.
On the flip side of that, like you're mentioning, we do have a beautiful country, and on the flip side of the negative factors that you've listed in your report, there are also the positive ones. One of them being the international demand with our weak currency. How do we bridge the gap between our domestic and international travelers in such a way that South African travelers can see their country and afford to see their country and see parts of the country that international markets are seeing? Because we've seen and heard South Africans, mention that as one of the negative factors when it comes to traveling within South Africa.
No, absolutely. We've seen this during COVID, where, before COVID, there has been a call that South Africa, for South Africans, is unaffordable. And, we saw during COVID where, the market corrected itself because we didn't have international visitors. And that correction continues because we started to see, lots of establishments that were geared for international markets really opening up for South African market or for domestic market. So that trend continues. We've seen with the price points in terms of how the pricing has come down, and it has remained on those levels. So our job is to make sure that the products that we have are reachable for every South African. But of course, we need to also keep in mind that we've got a variety of products. We've got a bed and breakfast for someone who's on a budget. If it's an accommodation, from accommodation point of view, you've got 5 stars for those that want to go super luxury, and everything has a cost associated to it. And the cost of delivery is higher for 5-star experience, different to a 1-star experience. So the good thing about it is that everyone in this country is able to travel because we've got a variety of products. And accommodation is the only segment that really does that whole thing of 1 to 5 star. And look, what we've seen is that people are traveling, they are going to various places. The price points have changed, but also, as I've said, let's keep in mind that there are different products for different budgets. Just the same way as, when people go and buy vehicles, there are different vehicles for different segment of the market.
Let's speak about destination marketing as a tool to try and encourage, international markets to travel to South Africa. How important and why is this tool so important?
Well, destination marketing is critical. It is a lifeline for all of us in the tourism industry. We compete with other countries internationally, and tourists have a choice in terms of where they want to go, and that choice is wider. And there are many countries, even from the African continent point of view. If you talk about safari, Kenya is offering safari, Uganda is safari, Rwanda is safari, Botswana, and the list goes on and on. We need to make sure that we market ourselves and we reposition ourselves as a preferred destination. So destination marketing and the funding of destination marketing is important. And that's why we encourage government to put more money into tourism marketing, and also for provincial governments to do the same, and municipalities to do the same. Often we find that, from the municipal level, we are not funding marketing of assets that are sitting within the municipality, and let alone maintaining those assets and making sure that the infrastructure, is adequate. So we need to put money into it. The return on investment is far greater. The number of tourists that comes into the country, if they increase for every 12 tourists, we're able to create 1 job. So we have an opportunity as a country. When we put money into destination marketing, our return on investment, it's far higher. I don't want to compare it to other industries, but I do know, having been in the industry for the past 20 plus years, that we have produced many jobs in this industry. And if we fund it, we're able to get more Chinese tourists, more Indian tourists, more American, more from the African continent. We will be able to deal with the issue of youth unemployment in this country through tourism.
Thank you very much. Tshifhiwa Tshivhengwa, who is the CEO of the Tourism Business Council of South Africa, speaking to us there about the factors contributing to the South African tourism industry, as well as that Tourism Business Index released by initiative by the Tourism Business Council, compiled by BDO, just listing the various factors that impact the tourism sector in the country. We will be speaking to more exhibitors here as we are broadcasting live from the Africa Travel Indaba at the Inkosi Luthuli Convention Center in Durban, Nosipho.
Thanks very much, Nosipho.